begins as it ends. Alone. In the dark.
After being announced officially at the Game Awards in 2019, Hellblade II is finally here 4 years later. The story is a direct sequel to the first game and opens with Senua on a boat in hopes of stopping slave traders that have been taking her people, but a storm washes them up on shore. Senua's auditory hallucinations persist as two voices seem to guide you while others haunt you. Having made peace with some of her demons in the first game, visions of her father now appear throughout the game to plant seeds of anxiety and doubt in Senua.
Did you think you had left me behind? I am always here.
Combat encounters are visually striking and visceral. Each encounter is a wave of enemies fought one after the other, with a set piece in between serving as the transition to the next enemy. The weight of getting hit by enemies is palpable, and Melina Juergen's screams and cries really add intensity to each strike and brutal finish. The environments will have you claustrophobic in caves and awestruck in the open areas. I found myself stopped in multiple locations throughout the game wondering how the rocks look so real or just admiring a sunset after an intense encounter. Each scene's motion capture and facial animations are unbelievably realistic. Melina Juergens does an amazing job bringing Senua to life and truly makes you feel her hate, dread, and sorrow.
I will not appease your gods. I will destroy them.
As beautiful as the game is, it falls short in the actual game part of a video game. It's extremely linear and doesn't let you explore the vast vistas they set you in. Slightly off the beaten path are some collectibles which narrate some lore and fables which are great, but don't add much to the narrative. You can't help but compare the story to the first Hellblade. Hellblade 2 doesn't have the same pace and urgency as the first, and even the fake permadeath mechanic is no longer a factor. Despite its short run, the game is a slow burn, which could be good or bad depending on preference.
It will hold you forever in darkness.
The only way.
Take your darkness with you, it's yours.
The combat, though visually impressive, has been simplified to the point that it's 2 buttons: dodge and heavy attack. Even if you can't beat a certain enemy, you have a magic mirror which is essentially an instant kill for whatever you're fighting. Once you understand the combat, the encounters become repetitive and trivial rather than challenging. The environmental symbol puzzles make a return, but even these puzzles seem easier than they were in the first. However, they do change it up with space-altering puzzles and light puzzles later on. All in all, Hellblade 2 is a breathtaking showcase for Unreal Engine 5. Its sound design and visuals are at the top of their class, but it falls short in a few areas and plays it too safe in others. At 6 to 7 hours long, it's worth it on Game Pass, but, in my opinion, not worth the $50 price tag. Ash, what's the final verdict?
Hellblade 2 is on Game Pass and Xbox Series X or S. We're giving it a 7.5. This review is brought to you by My Latin Lover, and yours. Follow him on twitch.tv/MyLatinLover for live gameplay. And while you're stopping by, you can find additional links to Twitter and YouTube for game reviews and recommendations. And we'll see you in the next one.